Hello, hello, and welcome in, everyone. So glad each and every one of you could
Hello.
stay. Thank you guys for joining me. So, you guys know that on the porch, I've been talking about YouTube next month, YouTube next week. Well, these beautiful ladies were able to help me step out and do that today. I've spoken with each and every one of them about relationships at one point in time, whether romantic or friendships. But romantic is still kind of friendships in the same. So each one of these ladies have given me some good insight on how friendships should go. Um, as an adult, I feel like it's adult woman rather. I feel like it's super hard sometimes to find a good friend, and we don't have 12 years like we had in high school anymore, right? At 45, I want to know that the next 12 are going to be spent with some solid individuals, right? So these ladies are going to give me some insight and maybe get me on the way, share some stories, and I hope it helps each and every one of you along the way as well. So we're going to get started by introducing everyone. We'll start at the top left. Miss T. Nicole, tell us who you are, a little bit about what you do.
Hello, everyone. I am Coach T. Nicole. I am the founder of Driven by Purpose LLC. I'm a life coach, a speaker, an author, and I am just myself. And so, thank you guys for joining us on tonight.
Greatness, greatness. And now we'll move to the bottom. Miss Sharon, tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Sharance. Let me see. Myself, what I do a bunch of stuff right now. Currently, though, I am a mom. I am a whole mom, and I am enjoying that time. But like currently in this space, I am relearning myself. I was consumed. I have been consumed with Mary life, mom life, and myself got away from me. So I'm on this love myself journey and realigning myself with God and His will for my life. So that's where I'm at.
Yes. Okay. And last but certainly not least, Miss Christy, tell us about yourself.
I am your girl, Christy Lee. Um, I I'm the hype man of any situation. It's always we can accomplish it, we can conquer it, and we can have it. Do my daytime job. I'm an assistant general manager for a commercial property company. I have four beautiful children. My youngest one is giving me the blues. He's my most challenging one.
Mm,
But anyway, I am a conqueror. And so
Yes, you.
amen.
it's your girl,
Amen.
Christy Lee.
Yes, yes. So you guys can see now why I think each and every one of these ladies are beautiful. Just in that short snippet, they all got me crunk and ready to go. So I'm glad you ladies are here with me tonight. So it says, what is a friend, right? We're going to look at the dictionary. It says a person whom one knows and who has a bond with. A person who acts, this is a big one, I know. A person who acts as a supporter of a cause, organization, or giving financial help. A contact or an associate on social media or a website. What does being a friend mean to each one of you? Who wants to go first and jump in and start helping me understand what a friend really means? All righty, let's go.
Well, I'll say, I just think for myself, a friend is somebody that you can relate to on just about every level. Not exact, everybody is different and they have difference in opinions and, likes and dislikes and things like that. But they understand and accept that in you, support you through, whatever it is. And, you just feel comfortable, like, your souls just kind of connect, and, just a person that you can go through life with or that portion of your life with. Um, and that comes in many forms. I don't care if it's like, like a person that you met, a spouse, a family member, you know what I mean? A lot of times you find a friend in you, any part of your life, somebody from any part of your life. So.
Anybody else?
Mhm. You know, um, my sister said I use the term friend loosely because I was using it to describe everybody. My friend this, my friend that. And she says, "Oh, they're your friend," and she asked me a certain qualifying question. And I says, oh, well, no, not like that. She goes, well, then they're an associate, you know, because
Mm,
even though you know that person, it doesn't make that person your friend. It makes them your associate. I think friends are people that are closer to you, and just like um, I'm sorry, I said previously, somebody that walk with you, somebody that advise with you, or you guys have a certain understanding. And so, and I'm learning. But one thing I really wanted to share, I just learned, not that I just learned this word, but I had this friend and they asked me, did I need something? I've never had a friend to really just ask me
mm,
if I needed something and meant it.
Wow.
And then they follow it up with, that's covenant relationship,
Mm.
so they took it
oh,
to a
that's
whole
good.
nother level,
That's good.
and was there for me. And I was like, wow. So that kind of
Yeah.
blow my mind. And that's just within the last week since we've been doing and talking about this series, that it was opening up to a whole nother thing, about being covenant partners, just walking together and being in agreement with that. Hey, I got your back, you got my back, and let's make this thing happen.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Love
love
it.
I love both of them. I don't even know if
Right?
I can follow that.
Right?
But for me, a friend is somebody that will stick closer than a brother or sister would. And they look
Mm,
past your faults, so like your faults and everything else. They see you for who you truly are. And they're not passing judgment on you, but they give you insight and try to help you when you are down or when you are just needing someone, that's somebody you can confide in. So that's what I believe a friend is. It's having that relationship with a person, and they see you, and then they're not trying to use you, but they're growing and learning from you, because that's what true friends do.
Amen.
yeah.
Mhm.
That is awesome. One thing that all three of you said is like it's a spiritual connection. And that to
Yeah.
me, I always use the word beautiful, but it does sound beautiful to me. So, Miss Trant, you said a true friend will stand by you through everything and celebrate you when you win. Touch on that
Oh,
for
yeah.
us.
Um, we go through a lot of seasons in our life, and I am one. I always got something new I want to do. It's always something I'm into. You know what I mean? So in in growing and having friends, so to speak, that has come and gone, I literally am down to two women in my life that I consider actual friends. Okay. And they are not my longest relationships with other people, but they are the most supportive. So when I'm in hard times, in good times, they are cheering me up, they're rooting me on. And if it falls through, they are there when I fall. If I win, they are there when I win. They celebrate me, I celebrate them. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's hard to find. I'm just experience. That's hard to find. You can get so far in a friendship, and you can have one instance in your life where you lose a whole person, and you initially thought that person would be the person that would be there, or you'd be surprised that you lost this person because of this or that. You know what I mean? So somebody that's going to be supportive all the way around. You could tell me when I'm wrong, but celebrate me when I'm right. Celebrate me when I win, because I'm gonna do the same for you. That's how I feel.
And so, have you had a situation where you felt like someone could have celebrated you, someone you thought was a friend, but maybe was an associate,
Yeah.
wanted them to celebrate and they didn't? And if so, did they make the cut list? uh,
I'm gonna tell you, my longest friendship was 20 plus years. 20 plus years. And it took a long time I had to really go back and remember all the times that I felt like this person should have been there to celebrate me or support me in so many different instances. And, when I think about it now, it's like, dang, I was really blinded or naive to this, thinking that this was a real friendship, because I know how much I poured into the friendship. And it ended, and I swear it broke my heart, it broke my heart as if I had, lost a boyfriend or something like that. I was heartbroken. But, I also remember throughout the years of this relationship, this friendship, so many people saying that it don't really seem like this is your friend as much as you are her friend, but being blinded by, well, not being blinded, but what I felt as far as her, I'm like, nah, y'all not seeing it right. Y'all not seeing it right. But, you know, now today I'm like, oh yeah, Buddy should have been there. She
Right?
definitely should have been there.
I
So
mean,
yeah, it was a very long relationship. And yeah, so I just felt really naive in that. But it helped me, in making friends from then on. It scared me, so I look at it a little different. But then at the same time, I'm just kind of cautious, And then at the same time, I don't have a lot of people around me, so
I
it
understand.
changed.
It gets like that when you get older, right? The list gets
Yeah,
smaller,
yeah,
smaller, and smaller. Because I think we start to see red flags for what they truly are, not just a joke or, not a side slap played off as a joke or anything like that. Like we honestly
absolutely.
see red flags now, and it's hard to ignore. Miss Tina Cole,
Hmm.
you said, which was my favorite, your strong friends need a hug too. Make sure you check on them.
Yes.
Mm, yeah.
Touch on that one for us.
So for example, like for these last couple months, I have to be strong. Like I left my comfort zone. I'm from Michigan and I recently moved to Texas. And so it's been very challenging here. And so people always want me to check on them, speak life to them and be in their corner. But when I need somebody to be there, they're nowhere to be
Yeah.
found. And so I had to start pulling back because I used to love to be on social media speaking life to everybody, but then I needed some help. And so the thing is, it's like you need to check on your strong friends. You have to make sure that they are okay mentally because they probably won't tell you all their problems. They won't probably tell you all their issues, but just know that they need you to check in on them and give them a hug because they're so used to hugging everybody else, speaking life to everybody else, giving, giving, giving. But when they need it the most, you need to make sure you check in on them because they 9 times out of 10, because I know me, I don't ask for help, but I need it. I just need a hug. I need that words of encouragement. I need what I give to other people. So that's why I try to set the example, try to show people exactly how I want them to treat me. So that's why I try to treat them the way I want to be treated. And so sometimes it don't work that way, but I'm not mad. I'm just learning that your strong friends need a hug. So make sure you hug on them and love on
Mhm.
them. Hmm.
I be needing a hug too. I really do.
I'm gonna come find you and give you a big old hug.
Thank you very much, very much, Miss Christy. And for those of you who I know, Mr. Rance was in our clubhouse, and I think you joined us a couple of times, T. Nicole. So Miss Christy is that friend. If she can't give you a
Ah,
physical hug, she'll definitely give you a virtual one, and I promise you, it feels just as good. I'm so for real. Miss Christy, you said know who rides for you versus those just ride. You want to touch on that one for us?
Oh yes. Wow. So for me, I'm a person that does a lot of things, and I've got a lot of things going. And I had to learn who was just riding for the ride and who had my back if the ride got bumpy, you
mm,
know. And so, people enjoy a good ride, so they'll attach to you for that good ride, but they ain't
yep.
attaching to you to be there for you, to be your friend, to just so you just have to learn who's got your back and who's just riding. And and some people that just ride, they really like to drag their feet on it because why are you doing these things that you're doing, and they really you think at first that they with you, but in the end they show that they're not. So you got to know who's riding for you and who's just riding with you.
Yeah,
Love that.
Love all of that. So
absolutely.
when you figure it out, does anybody want to share any red flags that maybe they've had along the ways? Like I don't know about you guys, but like in your situation, a 20-year friendship is a hard thing to break, right? So you've gone through multiple red flags, multiple stabs and digs, multiple hurts, and all those other kinds of things. And I don't know about you guys, but like I said, I'm still on the fence. Like, okay, well, maybe I overreacted just a little bit. Maybe she was having or he was having a bad day and I need to go back and redo it. When do you know that this is it? This is like the cutoff. We're not doing too much more of this.
You want to know how you know it's it? It's when you are being drained of your energy, when you are tired, when you don't know what else to say, what else to do. And it's like you're pouring from an empty cup. You have to run because now it's time for you to be refilled. I always talk about things spiritually because sometimes with our natural eye and what we feel on the natural, like just from our natural being, it's like we okay with it. But when your spirit is like just dying and crying out for you to run from that relationship, that friendship, you better listen because you have to listen to the inside because your intuition will tell you enough is enough. And you don't have to think it's strange. When you cut them off, I'm telling you, you'll feel so much lighter. You'll have your peace back, you'll have your joy back, and you'll feel complete and whole because of the simple fact now you're not draining yourself of your energy from that person because some people are meant to be in your life for a season. 20 years, that's a long time to have a friendship. I had girlfriends ever since I was in the ninth grade. It was seven of us, and we were so close, but then we just all started to just grow apart. And it was not that we didn't love each other anymore. It was just time for us to grow. It was like we had our season, but it was time for us to grow.
I understand that. Anybody else?
I absolutely feel that. Just thinking about, that one particular friendship, I knew for myself, like we would have these breaks, like where we would argue, we would fall out about something, and I noticed that I was always the one to come back and apologize and be ready to move forward. Um, it got to the point where we had a falling out. We didn't speak for months. And I missed her so much. And I wanted to go and talk to her, but I would get an anxiety.
Mm.
I would get an anxiety every time I thought about it. And like T. Nicole said, feel drained. That anxiety, and I just felt drained. Like I am tired. It's like I should not always be the one. And then at the same time, it's like we have known each other or have been in each other's lives long enough to know that, these little bickering things, it's just small stuff that should never have taken us apart anyway. So I would get an anxiety. And at the time I had just had my twins, and I just I let it go. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. She never came to me. I never came to her. And it has been that way now. My kids are 7. It's been that way. And I love her. And I wish her all the best, but I think that was just it, and it's nothing that I worry about anymore. So,
And that's what makes it so difficult for me is when you really care for somebody, and then a situation like this happens. Like, how do you recover from it? It makes me shut down. So the
yeah.
next, the next one down the line, I guess, just like with romantic relationships, the next one down the line is like, hey, how you doing? Let's exchange numbers. Let's get together. But I'm still a little standoffish because I don't
Yeah.
want to be hurt anymore. Anybody else?
I you know, I can cut people off easily now, because I love me, and it's all about, making sure that I'm good mentally, just as the other ladies have spoken about that. But I'm not gonna feel anxiety about it. I don't. Actually, what's so funny about actually Mother's Day weekend, I ran into my goddaughter in New York with her mother, and we hadn't spoken in probably 10 years because we had a fallen out. Uh, uh, and so it was kind of awkward. And I did a live and I says, hey, this used to be my best friend, but we broke up, because I had to make it light because my goddaughter wanted to spend time with me. And so we had to get over this situation that happened between us. And it had nothing to do with our kids because I still took care of my goddaughter because that's my goddaughter, and she's going to be 30 years old this year. So that tells you how long I've had her since she was a baby. And and me and her mother fell out. But I have no love lost for her. You know what I mean? If she called me today and need me, I'd probably be there for her. But when I say I didn't really feel anything, I just wanted to make sure that we wasn't awkward, in this situation for my goddaughter. And so, it's just, but I can cut people off and not think anything else about it because it's like, if you didn't value me, I have to protect me. Why am I reaching out and you don't care? And so, it is, and I shouldn't, people probably I think it's all about me, and I really, really don't. But at some point, you've got to take care of you because you only got one you. You've got to take care of you. And so when you've got a friendship that is no longer working from you, it's okay to walk away. It's okay to walk away and not feel anything. It's okay to walk away and wish it was better, but that you have to be okay and free within yourself to say, hey, I got to do what's best for me. I no hard feelings, if you need me, you can call me, but I hope you don't, but I see you later, and some people can't take you walking away from them, and I've never really, I'm 50 years old. I'm going to be 51 in November, so, hey, I really don't have time for the extra stuff. If you're not valuing me or the relationship or what I bring to the table, then it's time for me to go. I'm not benefiting you, evidently, and you're definitely not benefiting me, and we're not pouring into each other because we're at conflict. We can't even come together. And so how can two walk together except they agree?
Absolutely.
I agree with all.
Absolutely.
The walking away though, I still agree with that being the most difficult thing. But you just encouraged me to make a decision. I'd never thought about it as loving myself, to walk away from a situation like that. Again, because I've been accused of being mean. So I try to give people as many chances and as many, little do-overs as they can do. But I'm getting to the point to where the do-overs are just not there anymore.
Yeah.
Like I said, this next high school, this next 12 years, I want to make sure that the clique is good and solid. You, Miss Nicole, what do you have to contribute to us about that? Are you speaking? We can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I was trying to do something. I was trying to make sure we was live. So what was the question? I apologize because I was in the middle of doing something. What'd you say?
Is it difficult for you when you realize that a friend has, betrayed you or you feel some type of way? Is it difficult for you to cut them off?
No. It used to be. It used to be a long time ago. But now that I'm where I'm at in my life, where I'm telling you I had to really like do some self evaluations for a while for these last couple months. And so now I have cut a lot of people off. And it feels good because now I'm really trusting my instincts. I'm really trusting me and God to really like show me who is for me in this season of my life. So like on my hand, I can count probably like two people that I still talk to on a regular, support, love, will be there for them always because they're there for me. But that's all I can really say that I have two, and they are a little shaky. I'm just being honest. I'm learning to be honest.
The truth will set you
Transparent
free.
share. I'm right there with you. And you
Absolutely.
made me feel better because I was like, well, these ladies got it together, and I'm still over here like, mm-mm. So thank you for that honesty.
No, and please don't think that. I mean, we're still, or I'm still trying to get there. I'm arriving every day, and every day there's another destination to get to.
Absolutely.
I just think that we could have saved ourselves. I know Miss Christy told us her age. I'm 45. I know that you other ladies are a little bit younger, a lot younger than that. I'm not really sure. But I think if we could have learned this lesson or started this lesson a long time ago, what do you think? Maybe 20, 25, we'd have been in a better place?
Hmm.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I mean, to tell you, like, I'm still learning this today. Like I said, like I am in a place right now where I'm loving myself. So, these are the kinds of things that is taking place currently. I'm digging up the weeds. Like, they got to get out of there. I need to
Yeah.
grow. So, I mean, I'm not in any space where, I'm going to lose one of my two friends or anything like that. But I just thinking about if I still had the friendship that I lost a few years ago, I would be at that point where, yeah, I love myself. So this is probably where I would be cutting it off. But, if I had known this all those years ago, I would have saved myself the headache. I
And so
sure
again,
would.
I love that you guys keep saying self love because you think sometimes you equate self love with the people around you or how many people around you love you, and that's not necessarily the case because if you love yourself, you're comfortable with being alone before you're comfortable with being in a
Absolutely.
group of individuals who are gonna do you dirty anyway. That's kind of where I'm at, but I do know I need to
Yeah.
step. So we just said if we were 25, 2019, 15, whatever, if we would have started this lesson, then we would have been better off. So what would each one of you ladies say to the younger you or to the younger ladies that are listening right now that may be feeling like it's, we get to that point to where it's not about girls anymore. No, no girlfriends, just my man and all those kinds of things. What would you say to the young lady that's struggling right now with holding on to her friendships, with identifying who's real in her circle? What advice would you give her? We'll start with Miss Christy Lee.
Ooh.
She
Oh,
was like, I'm ready. Give it to me.
as you were talking, I was thinking about my daughters because actually my daughters are 25 and 23, and they really don't have any friends. They may have boyfriends, but as far as a girlfriend, they don't have them, and they have each other, which is a good thing.
Mhm.
But they fight because they're different, like day and night, but they fight all the time. But one thing about them fighting and them being sisters and then them being friends is they know they got each other's best interest when it all boils down to it.
Mhm.
So I was really trying to think what advice I could give that, but you got to have somebody that's got your back. Somebody that's got your back as tough as you got theirs. My best friend and I, we've been best friends for over 30 years. We don't see each other a lot and we don't talk to each other a lot, but when we're together, we're together. So and what made me be what made me my change of mind towards her was I had a car, she didn't have a car, and we were supposed to go somewhere, and my dad took away my car, and she goes, "Well, Christy, I'm gonna find us a ride." You know what I mean? And that really touched me, and that's when I knew she was different because she said, "I'm gonna find a way for us." And so if I give advice to young ladies, you always want somebody that's got your corner, that's gonna be there, that's speaking life into you, and stay away from people that's got so much negative stuff to do. You want to be with people that are progressing in life. And so that's what I would tell somebody. Make sure you're and even in friendship, equally yoke with people that are trying to get somewhere and have some goals. Don't bet on anybody, don't have anything to lose, or not even trying to do anything. And so I think that would be my advice to young ladies, or even to myself as a younger person, is to make sure you align yourself with people that are progressing in life.
Mhm.
Amen. With that, like it all, Miss Christy. Love it all. Miss T. Nicole, what you got? Oh, but to sum that up, know who's riding with you and not just riding. Pretty much.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
Love it. Miss T. Nicole.
So I have this advice that I would love to tell the younger people because I'm 41. So when you were saying to the young, we younger than you, I'm not that much younger than you, but I want to say this: Be around people that are going to accept you for being you. So showing up authentically. Quit trying to be an imposter. Quit trying to be like everybody else. People are only going to like that fake person for a little while. They're going to try to control you. So if you show up as yourself, tell them what you expect, what you don't expect, and just be yourself, then guess what? They're going to respect you and you're going to respect yourself. And also make sure you set those healthy boundaries because
Yes.
it's necessary in every relationship, whether that's in your with your family members, your friends, your loved ones, or your lovers. Make sure you set those boundaries because you deserve that. And also, just like I said, show up as your authentic self and practice self-love, because so many times we be looking for love in the wrong places. We be
Hmm.
looking for love from people and our relationships, our friendships, but then you don't even love yourself. So how can you expect somebody else to love you or treat you any the way that you deserve to be treated when you don't know how to treat yourself that way? So self-love is key. And so that's what I have for you tonight.
Love, love,
Great,
love,
great,
self
great.
love, self love, all over the place. Y'all hear it, y'all. Self love, self
Self
love.
love,
And Miss
yes.
Lady, take us out. What you got?
Um, Let me see. I would say don't always ignore the red flags and recognize when the relationship is dwindling, recognize when it's not as strong as it was in the beginning. I mean, I'm not saying don't try to, figure it out with your friend, but if you're not figuring it out, then maybe it's time that you start, separating yourself from it. But definitely don't ignore all the red signs. Don't give so many chances because, it friendships can take you on emotional roller coasters, just like, relationships can. And a lot of times it's not even worth it, So just know who you have with you, and when it don't feel right, check on it. If it still don't feel right, it's time for it to end. And that's okay. Be okay with that.
Be okay with that.
Yeah,
Goodness, that touches on what my advice is. The Bible says pray about everything. So there
yeah,
is nothing wrong with praying about the people that are in your circle, asking
absolutely.
him to show you who's down for you, who's riding with you, and who's not just riding. But I will say sometimes the results can be hurtful. So make sure that you're prayed up and you're ready for that.
Absolutely.
So all right, ladies, I've held y'all up for a long time. Yay, we did our first interview. All right, all right, all right. I want to give you ladies a chance to tell us about your platforms where people can find you. Each one of you are some exciting ladies. So we'll start with Miss T. Nicole. Where can people find you? I know you're going to be back here with us, but where else can they find you and everything that you do?
So you can find me on Facebook at T Nicole Nicole, or Driven by Purpose Purpos 3. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and if you go to my bio, the link in my bio, it has all of my social media. So whatever you need to know, if you want to just book me to speak, coach, all of that, you can find me in my bio. So thank you guys for having me, and I look forward to our future shows.
All
Yeah.
right.
Amen. Amen.
And Miss Lady, Miss Durance, what we got?
So I am nobody special.
Not true. Not true.
Like I'm on Instagram. Like literally, I just go check there, and that is Sharon's Kisses. Sharon's_kisses on Instagram. And I'm just hanging out every now and again. That's it. That's it.
This is SheShe
So,
Love and Miss Sharons. Forgive me if I've been mispronouncing your name, but I'm country, and so I say things just as they
you know
as they
what?
appear. I'm sorry.
Everyone pronounces it Charance. I'm used to it. So do not feel bad at all. But no, it's actually Charance.
Sharons. Thank you for joining us, Miss SheShe Love and
Yeah,
Miss
thank you for
Christy.
having me.
Well, I'm your girl, Christy Lee, and you can find me on Facebook, Christy Lee, KRISTYLEA. And you can also find me on Instagram. I think it's Christy Lee as well. And so I'm only really on Instagram and Facebook right now. I do have a YouTube channel, but I don't put too much on it. And that's where you can find me.
Yay. Well, each one of you would be smart listeners if you went out and followed them on their social media, because just as they encouraged us today, they do that every day in the post that they put up, which is why it's like, oh, I want her. Oh, I like her. Knowing, keeping your circle right, making sure you're paying attention to what's going on around you. And each one of you ladies uplift me every day. So I thank you for joining me. And I thank you for being a part of Miss McKinney and the porch. I'll see you, each and every one of you, next time.
All right.
Absolutely.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Good night, y'all. And thank you again.
Night. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Night, ladies.
Bye bye. Good night, guys.